Good evening, good night, good afternoon, good morning, whatever part of the world you're on today. This episode of As a Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose. I am your host, Nacho Mama. Some people call me Crystal, some people call me Criddle, like Riddle with a C. Either way, Nacho Mama is a personality, not a person. I'm going to do a quick pick, a pile for the water signs. For Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, however you want to say it. My son got me these cards for Christmas. They're karma cards. They just have some basic messages on them if you're looking for a real quick yes or no, if you're looking for an action or an outcome, just kind of like a quick pick. I picked out 3 books of mica. One thing about living in Colorado is, man, like our streets are made out of gems. So a lot of these I found myself. Some of them I've picked up in stores, but pile number 1, we have this book of mica here. It's like real flaky, like this stuff is everywhere in Colorado, mica. And I also accompanied it with an Apache tear that I found in the river. I actually found this one myself in the river here, in the Arkansas River. It's pretty cool, huh? Apache tear is cool as hell. So we have Apache tear and a book of mica for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have a piece of labradorite. This isn't the most sparkly piece of labradorite, but I have a piece of labradorite. With another book of mica. Mica's very fragile, so see that piece just fell off. Comes off in sheets. Cool little piece of mica there. And for pile number 3, we have a jet. This is a piece of jet. Jet's also translucent underneath a flashlight. Not as translucent as the Apache tear is, but you can actually see through the piece of jet. It's very light for it being such a bigger rock. Like, jet is extremely light. With this book of mica for pile number 3. And all these books of mica I found myself. The Apache tear I found myself. And these other stones I got at our little metaphysical shop called Instant Karma downtown. Or Karmic Connections, not Instant Karma, my bad. Karmic Connections. But anyways, I will let you decide which pile you want. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. All right, if you picked pile number 1, this book of mica, with this Apache tear that I found in the river, your messages are, I'm going to move these out of the way, guys. I'm going to keep them together, but move them out of the way. Let's see what sort of messages we have with the karmic cards. You have Jupiter, and Aquarius in the 5th house. All right. So your actions, spiritual actions, are learn or teach your vision with the trust of a child, like the Fool card. Your mental actions should be positive about what's new and different, about fun, romance, and making art. That's that childlike energy. Your physical actions are grow and expand, use any unconventional way, and do it dramatically. You know? If you're going to go out and get dressed up to the T's. If you're going to go finger painting with your kids, then finger paint the hell out of it. Like, that is doing it to extremes, but with with the faith and love as a child, you know? Like, do you remember when you were little and you used to go and play imaginary games, like how involved and in depth you were in those imaginary games? These cards are kind of asking you to take on things with a childlike vision, with a childlike essence, you know? If you're looking for a yes or no answer, with the Jupiter card being here, the answer is most definitely a yes. Houston, we have a yes on Jupiter, okay? You will grow and expand, right? The outcomes, if you're looking for an outcome of some sort of situation, or the mental or spiritual is the granting of genius to experiment with the power of love. Mental is blessings from the discoveries of investment gambles and other games. Your physical is good fortune resulting from the eccentricity of your creations, right? That's if you're going to do it. If you're going to bet, like my mom always taught me, like, because I grew up in Vegas, and she always told me, if I'm going to gamble, make sure that I bet max bet. You know, if I have it to do it, make sure I go with max bet, because if I won the jackpot and I didn't have that max bet in there, I would be super sad about it, right? If you're going to do a lotto quick pick, make sure you get the plus and the double play, you know. If you're going to get dressed up, like dress up, do it. Go do it to the most of your ability, you know, with having a childlike essence still, you know, with the dreamy type of innocent, playful spontaneity of a child, you know? Jupiter. Jupiter's keywords are expand, enlarge, develop, achieve, integrate, encourage, prosper, jovial, positive outlook, luck, wealth, generosity, bounty, the cornucopia, teach, broad perspective, higher education, law, philosophy, religion, broadcasting, publishing, and travel that expose one to new ways of living and thinking. Jupiter's message is, the purpose of life is to grow and expand in experience, knowledge, and understanding. This is true for everything in this world and in all other worlds. Jupiter's warning is, remember, it has been said that there were two messages over the entrance to the oracle at Delphi in ancient Greece. Know thyself and nothing in excess, right? Everything in moderation, y'all. There are some things, you know, some things you can't put that rule to, but for the most part, if you want to eat that cake in moderation. If you want to go out and gamble, go and gamble in moderation. If you want to drink a beer within moderation if you can handle it. If you know for a fact that you can't handle it, then don't do it, you know? But there's not much that you can't do without moderation, without it being okay, you know? I'm not saying go and murder people in moderation, because that's just not okay. But you know what I mean. So those are your messages, pile number 1. Let's move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2. If you pick the labradorite and that book of mica right here, we have the labradorite and the book of mica for pile 2. Pile 2, your messages are your actions. If you're wanting to know about taking an action, defend your goals as a life or death issue. So if you're coming up against something that is questioning what you believe and or your integrity or your life's mission, your life's purpose, defend your goals as though life or as it is a life or death issue. You know, Your mental is accept the day-to-day reality of getting and using power. Your physical is let your feelings tell you how to use the most business-like way and use other people's resources. So learning from the people around you, taking the action like your life depends on it. No, like your dreams, this is your life, your dreams. This is your own choose your own adventure book with the moon in Capricorn in the 8th house. If you're looking for a yes or no answer, it says maybe. Go by your feelings, hunches, and intuition. All right? So there's a possibility of yes and a possibility of no. I guess that depends on or depends if. But there's not much in this world that doesn't depend on or depend if you think about it. Everything's like, oh, if it depends on or depends if, or sometimes it's depending on and depending if. But not much doesn't depend on or depend if. But it's telling you to go after your dreams as it is a life or death issue, as if it was a life or death issue, okay? The outcomes, if you're looking for an outcome answer, the nurturing of dedication to achieve personal power is your spiritual outcome. The nurturing of dedication to achieve personal power, that's taking control of your own life, your own dreams. That's taking the reins and controlling your own destiny in this choose your own adventure book. Remember, you can't have a bad day with a good attitude, and you can't have a good day with a bad attitude. Mentally, feelings caused by focusing on the mysteries of life, right? Going into meditation, keeping receipts of all of your synchronicities, learning to trust your intuition, learning to listen to universe. Physical is reactions resulting from the rules imposed by a major change. Some of that is just the major change for you to take control of your own destiny, for you to write the chapter, to turn the page in your own adventure book, right? This life is a choose your own adventure. There's those distinct moments in life where we can feel it in our soul, like, oh, this is one of those moments, Like, should I get into the car with this drunk driver, that just stole his roommate's keys so we could go shoot shotguns at 4 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, probably not. It's one of those choose your own adventure books. Should I go climb out of this window at 4 o'clock in the morning being 13, 14 years old? Yeah, probably not. It's part of the choose your own adventure book. We all have these moments in our life that are very significant, especially when we look back on them. So your answer is it just depends on your actions, on what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. But I really feel like these cards are trying to say to take your destiny by the reins, that you are in control and learning how to have control of those reins. All right. Much love, you guys. I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. You chose pile number 3, which is a piece of jet, this piece of jet, and this book of mica. I found all the books of mica myself. I found most of my rocks myself, well, a lot of them anyways, not most of them, but a very large, significant amount of rocks I've collected throughout the years. Your messages for today, your action cards. If you're wondering what sort of actions, spiritually it says energize the serving of others for humanity's sake. Mentally, confront the details of your hopes and wishes. Physically, force yourself to do what you must do and do it for the future. If that means you need to get up a half an hour earlier every day so that you can do one thing that's for yourself, do it for yourself. Energize the serving of others for humanity's sake. That's helping others with no sort of recognition whatsoever. Confronting the details of your hopes and wishes mentally. to know what you really want in life and to seek it. Your outcome cards are spiritually is the drive for methods for the healing power of freedom. That is breaking free from all the bondages of mental conflict, of depression, of not feeling like you're good enough, you know? Mentally, the confronting of the analyzing of associations. Guilty by association, right? Whoever you're around, the people that you're around, are the people you're around up to no good? You know what I mean? Are you going to be guilty by association just by riding in a car with one of your homies? Don't get in that freaking car, you know? Physically, action resulting from the perfectionism of the circle of your friends, right? I feel like some of you need to remove yourself from potentially hazardous situations that some of your friends might get you involved in. If you know that one of your homies is notorious for, you know, drinking and driving, you know, or one of your homies is notorious for getting you involved every time that you go with one of your homies, that he just gets you involved in some sort of drama, then don't go with that homie. You know what I mean? Go find yourself some different homies for sure. All right? And if you're looking for a yes or no answer, Mars says maybe. You will have to fight for what you want. Some of it might be a fight to get away from these people. You'll have to fight inside yourself, you know, because a lot of us like to make excuses for our friends, for our family, for our loved ones. You know, oh, he don't know no better, or oh, he just gets reckless whenever he's fighting with this girl. Well, yeah, those are still his choices, but it's your choice to if you are going to entertain that or not. It's your choice if you're going to get into the car with this person or not, you know, knowing that they ain't got a license, knowing that they got a warrant. What happens when that fool gets pulled over? You know what I mean? So a lot of you are going to have to fight to break free from some of these people and places and things that you have around you, you know? All right, well, those are your messages for tonight, guys. These are the new karma cards my son got me for Christmas, and I thought I would give them a whirl. Let me know what you think. Much love, guys. Vroom, beep, beep.